is Jeffrey Davis, and this is Radio Entrepreneurs. We're always sharing the success of entrepreneurship. And this week, our series of stories are for the record, because we're featuring our legal stories of this week and litigators this week. That means my co-host is Mark Furman from the law firm of Tarlow, Breed, Hart, and Rogers, who's also hosting the show.
Hi there, Jeffrey. Great to be with you.
Thank you, Mark. Nice to see you, too. Our next guest, I hope you don't mind me picking on you a little bit, Mark. I get away with it on the radio, is Michael Paris from the law firm of Nystrom, Beckman, and Paris.
Hi, Jeff. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. I guess we're going to talk about a very sore subject, financial fraud.
Financial fraud, exactly. The Wizard of Lies has been out on HBO featuring Madoff, and I thought it might be something for your entrepreneurs to learn a little bit about. Everybody can be a victim if you're not careful, and I thought we'd talk a little bit about that. The law firm is a boutique litigation firm. We're all big firm lawyers who left the big firm to go do it on our own and be our own legal entrepreneurs. We do all kinds of complex commercial litigation, internal investigations, business disputes, family disputes, employment law. The host runs the gamut. But one area that we've gotten involved with in the last 6 or 7 years is the issue of financial fraud. And it usually comes up in the context of wealthy people, entrepreneurs, family offices who make alternative investments, and they turn out to be anything but an investment. They turn out to be either what we call scams, cons, or Ponzi's. And so what we have done over the course of the last 7 years is represent various investors, usually in big groups, going after culpable parties or third parties who have helped perpetrate the fraud. If you have a Madoff, if you have a Stafford, if you have one of these huge cases, it takes a village to perpetrate a fraud when you're talking about billions of dollars. It's not just the one bad apple. There are many bad apples. And what we've done is aggregate investors, gone after people who were culpable, and have had some good success in recovering people's monies after they've gone through the horror of being a victim. And everybody has to be careful about it because entrepreneurs, your audience, you're on the golf course, people come up to you and they're like, hey, I've got this investment. I'm going to put $100,000 in. Why don't you put $100,000 in? And then people do it based on a handshake. And that's where you got to be careful because there's a lot of pitfalls to that, which we can talk about. When you finally find out that the investment you made may no longer have value, there are many layers that we're pulling apart. And the layers involve all of these different people who may have been involved, different firms that may have been involved. And you get to, as you say, sort of the rod of the onion, and that's where you go after and you go and you cut it out and you try and figure out how are we now going to replace that onion with other funds so that you can recover your money. And that's the difficult part. But that's what, we've had a lot of success trying to do.